Hello and welcome to Hello America's What's Cooking, our live chat here on LinkedIn every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. My name is Xenia Pola and I'm the Regional Director for ECA North America, hosting this live chat every week. Today with me, our guest is Virginie De Visscher, and I hope I haven't butchered it too much, from Destination Canada. Welcome, Virginie.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you for coming. And before we get started, could you just let us a little bit know about yourself, introduce yourself, and Destination Canada?
For sure. So it's Virginie De Visscher, just like you pronounced it perfectly. And I'm the Senior Director of Business Development Economic Sectors at the Destination Canada Business Events team. And Destination Canada is the Canadian Tourism Commission. We are the national body to promote and increase the visitor economy to Canada.
And thank you so much. And I'm welcoming everybody who is watching this live to say hello if you want in the chat. And throughout our live chat, we are inviting you to also share some questions. And I see you having fans in the audience already, because Julian is from Canada as well. And he was one of our speakers at the Congress 2 years back. He's wishing us all a happy Wednesday. And he's managed to confuse me. It's Thursday today, right? It is, right? It's okay. Thank you, Julian, for joining us. But this is an even greater compliment. Somebody is saying you are a business events rock star in Canada. Wow. I know. That's so great to see. And I'm happy to see all your Canadians are really there to support you. You're also getting greetings from Robert Heimbach, who's also a fellow Canadian. And here we go. What is happening currently in your destination and in your organization? I see we've had all this rebranding going on. First, you guys were Business Events Canada. Now it's Destination Canada.
There's so much going on, and it's not necessarily a rebranding. Destination Canada is the mother organization. Business Events just fits under it. It is one of our major mandates with leisure, domestic, and international tourism. So there's so much exciting stuff. I honestly don't know where to start, Sanya, but I've picked two projects that I wanted to share with you today. And one of them is we've just completed our roadmap. And what does that mean is Destination Canada Business Events really focuses on what we call a sector strategy, is that we proactively target specific clients, associations, corporations, and incentive travel as well, within our key priority sectors. So we have identified 6 key sectors: technology, life sciences, agribusiness, natural resources, advanced manufacturing, finance, and insurance. And one of our first exercises was mapping out what those strengths were across the country. And we work with 20 plus destinations across from coast to coast of Canada. And it was, where are those strengths, so that we can proactively now find those clients and match them with that sector expertise. And the roadmap was really determining, not only on a Canada level, but on an international level, where were those matched centers of excellence in these key sectors. So we've just finalized it. This is an awesome tool for all of our partners across the country, but it really makes us really targeted and a lot more efficient. So that was a great achievement. We're all rowing in the same direction and really bringing out the unique value proposition of each of our destinations. A second project that I can update you on is everything about legacy. So to us, when we rolled out this sector strategy, it was all about what's the bigger picture. And events, when they come in our destinations, of course, they'll bring in that direct tourism spend. Absolutely. And we're all in dire need of it in our industry, as all of you listening probably know. But what's really key is what we're missing in terms of economic development, of that socio-environmental, cultural impact, economic impact. What's the beyond tourism benefits? And that's what we try to explain and bring direction to all of our partners to speak from the same song sheet. And we worked with the GDS Academy to really roll out an Impact Masterclass program to more than 20 DMOs across the country. So it's 10 hours of classes to really understand what does legacy and impact really mean. And when we're trying to attract international events and rebuilding better, how can we help and be part of that solution? So that was a really exciting project that we also rolled out just recently.
And you've sparked so many questions with me, but I'm sure also with some people in the audience, your whole strategy around the beyond tourism and beyond economic impact must be music to James's ears, who is also in our audience. Thank you, James, for joining us. And I did figure out, or Monica has shared, who your biggest fan was in the audience. It was our dear North American board representative, Glenn Duncan. But on your first project you've mentioned, have you already rolled it out, or are you in the preparation to roll it out?
No, we rolled it all out all through 2021. So 2020, we pivoted the entire team to really dig deep and do all that research. And then in 2021, we went through the design and then rolling it out to all of our partners, sector by sector. So we started rolling out technology early January last year, and we just finished with finance and insurance in December last year. So they're all rolled out. Our partners have all of those tools in their own toolkits. And now we're really actioning on all of them. So our team is dedicated to go through that roadmap and all of these clients and connecting with them and finding if there's potential for them to meet and really align with our Canadian destinations and their strengths.
And do you already have some initial results or success stories?
There always is, yes. But you know what? I'll wait on some of those, perhaps for another time where we can really do bang announcements and share those in some of the press releases that will come out.
Yes, keep us hanging. I love that. Mm-hmm. And Monica has her ICA researcher hat on with her question. By using all this sector mapping, did you utilize some of the database within the ICA database?
Of course, yes. ICA was one of the tools that we utilized and continue to use because it's just a great repository from that association perspective of clients that are aligned with sectors and that we can really reach out to with that sector proposition. So absolutely, we use that tool.
And here is a very interesting question, and that must be an association meeting planner. So diving deeper into helping associations, what are the top ways Destination Canada can bring international planners and Canadian destinations together to succeed?
That's a great question. It really looks at our sales funnel, right? And the position that Destination Canada takes compared to some of our partners. So if you look how our funnel and sales model has evolved, it's who we connect with and how we do it. So we have sales managers on our team who connect with the meeting planners, and we've got business development managers that are real sector experts, and they connect with the C-suite executives. So they almost sandwich the client with that value proposition, with giving them the information that they need. And our role in the sales funnel is create that awareness, connect the dots between what the client's objectives and mandate is and what they're looking for in a meeting destination. And then we connect them with our partners and those destinations that have those matching strengths or that are really aligned with what the client really wants. So that's how we make those connections. We really see ourselves as facilitators between our destinations and the clients.
So your entire business model must have changed tremendously, also in terms of the skill set you're looking at within your internal organization, right? Did you really map out those sectors and hire the appropriate business managers, as you call them?
We did, because when you look at our tourism ecosystem across the country, our cities are real experts. They know how to sell their destinations top notch. But when it comes to that sector expertise, it required a different skill set. And so when we did the whole mapping out of Canada with that sector strengths, we realized we needed more bodies to really understand what it meant to be selling autonomous vehicles or conferences that are in AI or oncology. So we found those sector experts that had some economic development background, some experts in these sectors. So it was finding that skill set that we did not have before. So that's really a great fit with that C-suite executive decision maker that we're connecting with. So it was a massive shift, not just in our strategy, but in terms of the operationalization of the entire model.
Yes, and I think you probably have seen that also across some of your peers across the globe, that they have changed to this sector strategy as well. There is so much positivity coming out. Is there anything which you have experienced as a challenge? Did you have what was your biggest challenge in developing all of that?
Yes, well, the biggest challenge is easier said than done. So coming up with the strategy is one thing. Putting it into practice and really operationalize it is a different thing. And when you're going down a path and leading boldly in a new direction, it's getting everybody on board. And that's not easy to do. You always have, those first people who are really on from the get-go, those early adopters, and then you have some that take longer, or some of the stragglers, or people who will never align with what you're doing. But on the whole, we're really doing something that's life-changing, that really is uplifting and elevating our entire industry. So that was one of the challenges, is really convincing and getting everybody on board and supportive, and we're practically there. We're extremely happy at where we're at right now, but it was also convincing the larger story. It was, how do we align with all of our other counterparts in the federal government? So, if we're going after Life Sciences Conference, how do we get the Minister of Health to support? If we're going after agribusiness conferences, how do we get Agriculture Canada on board? And that's ongoing. How do we get that bigger government support available to our partners to really understand that those business events that we're trying to attract have that much bigger economic impact into our destinations? And if we're driving the blue economy for Canada, attracting those oceans events, that makes the difference. So that's where we're still pushing the boundaries and really pushing the challenge as far away as we can by trying to find solutions to it.
And it's as if you could read what was being said in the chat while you were talking about what your biggest challenge was, is getting everybody on board and adopting the roadmap you've developed. And it's Aaron from Life Sciences Institute. So there are challenges, but the positive from your response is that you're still working on it and you're still trying to push those boundaries. So there is also very good news for you, Aaron, I'm sure, to have that addressed and not lose hope and faith. Did this also impact your digital marketing strategy?
It did. And before I jump into that, to answer Aaron's question, I think there'll always be challenges. And you know what? If there weren't challenges, I don't think this job would be as exciting. And that's what gets me up every morning, is really pushing those boundaries and seeing, okay, what are we tackling today, or what solutions are we going to find together? So when I hear that, oh, this hasn't worked, or this didn't go as planned, that becomes something that we can really overcome and challenge together. So thank you for bringing that up, Erin. That's really good to know. So in our digital marketing, that has also changed. So our marketing had to adapt with our sales plan. So if we were targeting now C-suite executives or meeting planners within sector realm, how do we connect with those? So it was really shifting to publishing where they are reading. So we did a big campaign last year and continuing over this year with The Economist, because we know that a lot of our readers are in that sphere. Or sector publications, just like we're attending non-traditional industry shows, we're attending sector shows where our target audience is walking the floors up. Now, of course, that hasn't been happening physically, but we are going to be back there. But also in that publishing and marketing space, we are doing exactly the same thing. So we're really walking the walk, or talking the walk. That's where my French comes in wrong. But we're really putting our money where our mouth is, in publishing where it is in line with our sales tactics.
And I see it is a wholesome project where you are embracing your roadmap and really living by it in all your actions, which is really great to see. And thank you to Senthil for joining us as well, and saying hello to the ICA community. And before we go, we are on What's Cooking Show. You have anything you would like to share? It doesn't have to be a recipe. It's just something, if you have any favorite foods or restaurants in Canada, or just something you want every viewer to take away with them.
Oh my. Can I give two? Because I never do things halfway. So I have two potential recipes or takeaways for the audience. And one would be for those suppliers or partners in this virtual room. It would be really look at what your unique recipe is. What is your unique DNA? What makes your destination so different than others? And how do you push that forward? Whether it's a sector or cultural aspect or culinary aspect, how do you take that and really leverage that and pull it out to be unique and different? And for the clients, it's kind of the same perspective, but how do you align with those that really match who you are, and digging deep into those values and meet with purpose, finding out where that is.
And we couldn't have ended up on a better note. Thank you so much, Virginie, for this, because it is really a sign of changing times. We have to change our approach and business strategies. And you've definitely given us a lot of inspiration of what success looks like for Canada. So without further ado, I'm inviting anybody who would like to join me for one of our Thursday chats to drop me a note at xenia.p@icaworld.org. And the last thing left for me is to announce our next guest next week, who will be Stephanie Chung from Market ID. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and goodbye.